Hello, welcome to another episode of Coaches Connected. Today I'm joined by one of my own personal inspirations, um, Coach Lee Rowland from the Hildesheim Invaders. Is that spelled right?
That's right. Yeah, yeah.
Hildesheim Invaders, currently in the GFL. He has spent a lot of time as the Swarco Raiders, where I've watched him for many years, and before that was in Berlin. And before that, I think it was with the Olympians, if I remember correctly.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah.
Coach Rowland has been here a long time, and he's been flying the flag for the UK coaches for a long time at the top elite level. And so he knows what we go through every day, and he knows how we translate that to what we do. And he goes through the same thing to practice, even though that he has a little bit of help with imports, but they've still got the majority of their own guys. So he knows the same pitfalls that we have. Anyway, today Coach Rowland is going to join us and talk about Widezone. So, Coach, welcome to the show. Welcome to the channel.
Thank you.
Obviously, if you've watched any of our other stuff, we're just trying to give back to the UK and the European coach community as it's got wider, and just giving the newer coaches and the young coaches something to hang the hat on and look for if they're starting out in the game and just trying to find their feet within the confines of offense. So I'm excited for this one. I'm going to hand the reins over to Coach Rowland, and he's going to talk you through. I know he's got some huddle and stuff lined up. So without further ado, it's over to you, Coach Rowland. Thank you for joining us, and you can take it away, fella.
Okay, thank you, Coach. Okay, this is going to be outside zone or wide zone. Can I share this screen now? Yeah.
Yes, off you go, Coach.
Okay. So.
There we go.
You got my screen now, yeah?
Yep.
Okay. So I'll open this PowerPoint. So first off, I'm going to go with a PowerPoint, which goes over our basic methodology, or whatever they say. I don't know how we do it. Yeah, and it's all about outside zone. I've become a big fan of it from way back in 2013, and I followed it from. I actually got interested with it with a guy called Pollock, who was the offensive line coach at the Cowboys, and I saw a video from him and I followed that up, and there was some really good teaching going on in there, and then I was able to see what other teams were doing in college, and it actually went for Michigan State, what they were doing with a coach from there, and then I started following this guy, and he ended up at the New Orleans, and I've been following ever since. It's Tom Brashear, and he does some really good stuff. So a lot of this stuff is all what I've picked up from them and learned through, and there's some other stuff that I've just put in myself. So I'm just going to take you through it. This is my favourite picture because it shows everybody taking the same step, which is what you're looking for. I mean, we're a drop step team. We're not all deep drop steps. It depends on where the defender is. But this is one of my favourite pictures because everybody's taking that same step, which is what you want. That's the picture that you'd like to get on every snap. So that just takes care of that. So I get to the first clip. Why outside zone? Well, it fits our personnel that we had. I had there the Raiders a really good offensive line, and I've got one here. And what they are, they're mobile. They're not big pluggers. They're not they're not the big guys who can run gap schemes. It's guys that can move, and that's what you got to have if you want to run outside zone. They've got to be able to move. It gives us multiple formations and personnel, as you can see, all those groups there, and we can attack the open side and the tight end side. The only thing I ever tell my running backs is get me back to the line of scrimmage. I don't want any negative runs, and this cuts out negative runs. You can get really explosive plays, which I'll show you when we get to the huddle. But it can be, I want 4 yards a pop on any run. Doesn't matter, outside zone, inside zone, whatever we're running. I want 4 yards. I get 4 yards. I'm happy. Okay, but like I said, running backs, if it goes bent, the play's not going to go. Get me back to the line of scrimmage, and nothing will be said. you know, because it's not going to be down to you. It's going to be the offensive line. So, way outside zone, repetition. Okay, it's consistent what you do. The rules apply whether you're, you know, it doesn't matter what defense you're playing. The rules apply to any defense. Okay, it's basically two rules: covered, uncovered. That's what it is. But then you get all your combinations built into it. So we practice it a bunch. We run different plays out of that blocking scheme, not just straight outside zone. Okay, we'll run outside zone from pistol. We'll run it from split backs, because the reads almost stay the same for the running back, and I'll get to that in a little bit. We like to run it at the best pass rusher, because 9 times out of 10 you'll find the best pass rusher is not a very good run defender. And that's what we want, and we'll pick that up. And again, that's with formations. You formation yourself so you can get to attack that guy. It makes him have to play instead of just being, you know, that guy who's going to come upfield every time for the quarterback. So, okay, outside zone. I like to run it to the open side. I like that guard bubble, especially against a 40 front. If we get a 30 front, please, thank you very much. I'll show the film is mainly against the 30 front. We're starting to get some of that tight front where they're playing 2-4 eyes and a nose, which could cause you some problems because there's a lot of movement, and finding, you know, making sure the rules are followed can be a problem. But if they stay with their rules, they're going to be fine. It's when they start thinking, oh, but maybe I should do this. Stay with your rule and you'll be fine. So this is our 2017, 2018, and 2019 was just around about the same as this. How many carries? Okay, 2017, 5.3 per carry. 2018, 7.3 per carry. The caveat to that is I did have an exceptional running back. I had Sandro Platzkammer. Okay, and that play, it was his play. He put his name in it. But then so did the other kid I had, Toby Bonatti. And in the film you're going to see Toby's running more of the outside zone than Sandro. So, you know, you got to have a back that can run downhill. Okay. Scat backs, you know, these jet sweep guys, some of them can do it, but, you know, they're not really up for it. Right, so alignments, okay, we like a 2-foot split between the guard and the center, and then we'll go to 3 foot with the tackle and guard. That can vary, okay. I tell my O-line to be smart with their splits. Okay, if you know, if the guard and center are working a combo together, then you don't want to have that big split. You know, tighten it down a little bit. Just be sensible and understand what you're doing as far as the assignments for that particular defense are on that particular day. So, but that's the constant that we'll start with. That's how we start off. Okay, and then when we go to running backs, we go 7 yards. Okay. From the back tip of the ball. That's when we're under center or in pistol. The quarterback can be in gun. It stays the same, 7 yards. Sometimes you have to adjust it depending on the running back. If it depends on the stride of the running back and how quick he can be. When we're under center, we tell the running back that you have got to go straight line. Okay, even when it's pistol, he's got to go straight line. He has an aiming point, which is 1 yard behind the imaginary tight end. You won't see us play with a tight end most times because I just didn't have one in Austria. I've got a couple of good ones here, which will you know be put into action. So if there's a tight end here, his aiming point is 1 yard behind him, and when he comes from that point, it's straight line, and that's a coaching point that we spend a lot of time with. The first period of individuals that we go to is what we call our mesh period, and if inside zone, they go and do the mesh. Wide zone, they do exactly the same thing. They're working mesh. Okay, they're working handoff, they're working aiming points. We get that line out with all the markings, guard center, tight end, etc. And we work to that. They have to work to that. You cannot have the running back. You cannot have the running back pushing or coming inside here. Okay, he's got to go straight line to where he goes on the aiming point. And the quarterback has got to get the ball. We tell the running back, okay, you go as fast as you can here. Those first 3-4 steps. Okay, that quarterback's got to get there. If he can't get there, then we got a problem. He has to get there.
I mean, whenever we run as a down and we run it from the center or from upper pistol, I always tell the running back to stay on his track, and the QB has to get there. If the QB doesn't get there, then he's only down in the backfield. But we don't veer off our track, which it sounds like you're doing something similar right there. The QB's got to get there.
Yeah, the worst thing is the running backs will tend to try to get to the quarterback. It's getting the running backs to stay straight line and to not even see it, because they've got to go to their first read. Yeah. They got to see that read on like their third or fourth step. Yeah. So it's imperative, and that's I get on the running backs coach big time. As soon as I see that, if I see them breaking that track, I go nuts, because that's not what you want. Okay, so base rules is play side, is wall, backside is cut. Not all the time, but if we got a backside 3 technique, we're going to cut his ass. Not every time either, but now and again. Catchwords that we use: you're always working with someone, always. No penetration, come off the ball, displace the defense and create seams horizontally and vertically. Okay, backside cut, take one more step than you think you should. Okay, I actually insist on 3 steps before they cut, and you'll see on the film I've got a right tackle. He'll take 1 step and cut, and the defensive lineman will just step over him. So I like it that you've got to sell that you're staying upright to that backside guy that you're going to cut. As long as the rules allow us to, and as long as the rules are there that say we can cut, I'm going to cut, believe me, because, defense cheat anyway. So, where are we? All right, so this goes now to the offensive line. They get a manual from me. Okay, it's not a playbook. They get the playbook, but this is a manual that is purely specific to their positions, to the offensive line. It tells them all about stance. It's about what we call our steps, how we take our steps. Everything that you can think would be in it is in it, and then it gets specific. We talk about gap schemes and reactions to defenders and what should happen. So if we're outside zone blocking, okay, then these are the concepts for a covered lineman. If he's got an outside shade, a 3 technique, 5 technique, or a 9 technique, and he stays outside, okay, this is the alignment and reaction to it. Okay, so we give him a landmark and the footwork. Okay, play side armpit, first step, zone step, lead step, to crotch of defensive lineman. How we want him to finish: second step through crotch, backside hand to backside armpit or hip, press the landmark and get push. D-line widens, keep strong inside hand and widening. We don't pin people, okay? We do not pin people. We have a saying that we drive to reach, okay? We drive to reach. We're not going to turn our back to the sideline. Yeah, we're not going to do that, because all that happens is that defensive lineman says thank you and falls off into the running back. Yeah, and the running back is now saying, I got to bounce it outside when he shouldn't be. Yeah, so this is really important that we take our steps and we drive to reach. We just drive them off the ball, and it's a reach action that we're doing because they're getting reached. Because defensive linemen don't get reached. That's all they get told the whole time by their D-line coach. So this would be the first part that they get. Okay, the next part is outside shade, spikes inside, gives them a different reaction. Okay, and our key for well, I'll get to that with the uncovered guy. But they've all got keys that they work off of. Okay, so then we go to the next one. We get head up, 0 technique, 2 technique, 4 technique, or 6 technique. Okay, again, landmark and footwork. Finish, how you finish. Okay. Now go to inside shade, and he stays inside. Okay, so he's spiking inside maybe, play side armpit, zone step, lead step. Second step through crutch. I mean, it's repetition, but they're getting it and they understand it. They get this the first time I meet them as a group. They get this book, this manual, and they have to learn it, you know, because they'll get quizzed on it. Okay, so inside shade, slants outside. Okay, again, gives them everything that they want to do. So we go now to the uncovered lineman. Okay. Landmark, okay, it says midline of D line. I actually get into a little bit more specifics of it. I tell them, and I got this from the coach Bashir, he's now at the Saints, it's the screws in the helmet of the lineman that's covering your guy. That's your aiming point. That's where you want to go with your head, go with your eyes, that you want to go there. And they're keying the knee of the defensive lineman. So it's basically knee away, knee to, okay? If that knee comes to me, then they know what they've got to do. If the knee goes away, he knows what he's going to do. He's going to go 3 steps and he's going to climb to the backer. So it's here. It's key the knee of the defensive lineman, no colouring gap, stay on track to linebacker. And that goes back to that picture that I showed you, that everybody's taking those same steps, all right? So I go to the next one. Okay, outside shade, spikes inside. Key to near the D lineman. Capture the play side armpit and take over the block. Okay, head up. Okay, goes away. Colour hangs in gap, work your hat to the play side armpit to take over the block. Be patient because this guy's reading. When he's moving with him, he's reading. All right, but your knee goes away, stay on track to the linebacker. You're going to ask me a question. I can see it.
I'm going to ask you a question. I've got 2 in my head right now. But the question I've got is that if is this one of your core run plays? Would you say? Is this like one of your main 2 or 3 run plays?
Say that again.
Is this like one of your core running plays?
Yeah. That's what we want to be known for. What the offense that we ran is to be known for is inside zone and outside zone.
What I was going to say, like, if you get like guys off the street, which I'm sure you do, is how soon do you think you can get those guys to where you want them to be at a level where you think, you know what, I can play this guy in a game?
Are you talking about someone who's never played football?
Yeah. But I'll just to relate to our guys, as you know yourself, you've been here. Like if a guy comes to practice on one Sunday, and he's lumped down as an out lineman, okay, he's not a big fat guy, but he's a big guy. He can move. How do you think that you could be like, yeah, we can run this with him, or if it was like a bigger, the term fatter guy, you know, we've all got him. You know, it's like certain things where you go, actually, we won't run this play with these guys in. You know what I mean? So, do you feel like this play can be ran? I'm rambling now, but do you feel like this play can be ran from the get go with guys who are still learning the trade, so to speak?
Yeah. I'll give you an instance. I got a kid. He's Italian. He came to the Raiders because he was studying in Innsbruck. Okay, and I watched him run. First thing I do when we get any potential players that I'll tell you how it works now with our everywhere you go, right? You know this and I know this, right? If a stud turns up and says he wants to play football, he's going on defense.
Yeah.
9 times out of 10, he's going on defense. My head coach does it. Every head coach I've been under does it. Right? You get a stud, right? He's going on defense. He's going D-line or linebacker. That's the way of the world. Yeah. So anyway, I'm going away from it a little bit. But anyway, I watched the kid run. He previously played handball, right, which is pretty big over here. I've never seen it played in the UK, but you have to be an athlete of sort to play it. Yeah, you have to have good hand-eye coordination, you know, and be able to move. And so Max could, right, but he was about 110k, but good size, you know, and he got a good frame. So I took him, and I've worked with him now. He played half a season for us in last year, but he played guard. He's actually projected to be a tackle, and now he's a prospect for the NFL, for the NFL pathway.
Good.
And he didn't know shit about. He didn't know a first down from a get down when I first got him.
Like it's just that you put the work in, you can make it work, right?
Yeah. I mean, he put the work in. He's really worked hard at it, man. He's understood it. When we came here to Hildesheim, none of them, they'd never run wide zone before, and if they were running any sort of outside zone, it was pin and pull, you know. And even then, it was you know, it was all quarterback based, the offense that they had. So now we've started doing this because these rules pretty much apply to inside zone as well, except that the footwork is not so wide. You know, when I look at the book, the manual, it's pretty much the same. It goes into the same detail, except we're not going horizontally more. We're trying to get more vertical on inside zone. So now you lost me, Dave. You started babbling. Now you lost me.
I have to ask the question though, because I was like, well, I'm thinking it, and if I'm thinking it, somebody else is thinking it. So
yeah, no, you can, but you got to put the work in. You know, and don't get me. You know, we practice 3 times a week.
Yeah.
So he gets that. You know, they get the coaching, and they get the time. You know, if a player like Max, off season, I was working him every day. He would come to the office, and you know, the Raiders, I was lucky. I had a field right next to the office. All the equipment was there, so we could just go outside and work. I'd work him for an hour, you know, and then he'd come up, watch some film, and it was good. But if they want to put it in, you know, I've got a right tackle, a Serbian kid, who's you know, he's been playing a couple of 3 years. He's going to be great at it. I mean, he's got all the attributes I need. All the guy, I've got one big guy, you know, fat guy, but he can move. He's got great feet, you know. And if they got great feet, and it all starts with the feet. If they can move, I don't give a, you know, if they're like, you know, one mac away from a circle. If they can move, I'll take them and train them. That's the best thing, you know. And wide zone suits us. It's what we do because we run a number of RPOs off of wide zone as well. You know, we run the boots and the nakeds and that, but we do run RPOs off of it as well. So that's another story. But so going back to, like, there's your inside shade. Okay, if he goes outside on, you know, what happens? Well, you take him over, and then he sees the knee go away, so he's climbing, and it's repetition. You know, it's all repetition. So, it all depends. You know, carrying on now from that, they've got to be able to communicate, and I've got to be able to communicate with them. Not just on the field, but in meetings and everything. I don't want to say, all right, I want the centre and guard, I want you to double up to that boss linebacker. I just want to say, hey, you two got to run an A. Yeah, and they understand it. I mean, we don't call it this. We have different terminology. But so play side, if it's a double team between centre and guard, it's an A. Guard and tackle, it's a B. Centre and tight end, tackle and tight end, it's a C. And then backside, king, queen, jack. Okay, and it just works like that. So they can call that at the line of scrimmage if they need to. But we go into such detail in our game planning that they shouldn't have to, unless something changes, unless the structure of the defense changes, that they have to recall, or the way we call the mic, which I'll get to in a second. because that can change things. You know, if we have to recall the mic, it changes the blocking scheme. But you need to have community, and this again, this goes through to inside zone as well. They use the same communications for inside zone as well. So then we have a count system for numbering, which we do use. We tend to use it more in protections, just to be sure that we're picking people up. But we have used it here, so it's just, you know, it's a basic count system that everybody uses. So this is how we would number an even front. Okay, if we're going strong or weak, the numbers stay the same. Front, under front, that's how we'd number it. 30 stack, double eagle. Okay, this is outside zone versus even. Okay, so this is how the double teams would work. Now, the way we call the mic, okay, we call the mic outside the box. If we call the mic outside the box, okay, if it's a safety, it could be a corner or it could be a nickel back, whatever. Okay, so we call the mic so they know they've got what's ever inside. Okay, so if we don't have a tight ending, okay, I can only block 5 with 5. I can't block 6 with 5. I can only block 5 with 5. So this is how we would call it. Okay, this is how we would number it. Okay, and then that's how we would block it. And there's your calls. Okay, anytime we get that inside shade, we're going to work that double team, and we would call these linebackers plus linebackers. Okay, because they're plussed to the front side of the double team. So, and the 1 and the 2, that's just telling you, okay, he will be the first that would identify, okay, the mic's outside, he knows he's a single, and then on the second block is on the inside, and that's the first double team. Okay, some teams do it different. Some teams call the mic to the first double team. It just depends on what you want. But I like to call it outside because it tells the receivers where they're going. Or if you've got a fullback in there, okay, when we call the mic outside, it's telling the fullback, hey, you got the mic call, okay. And now everybody else, the whole line knows we got everything else inside that we can block. So this is versus over to the bubble. Okay, so that's how it would work the block. We king it on the back side, and it'll be a B on the front side. Get an under. Okay, again, single block there. Going to double to the wheel, and that will be a minus or an even backer. Okay. Just these are just the different schemes.
Is there any front, do you think, that you would think cause a problem for you running this play? Is there like what do you think having them in at this front? And it might.
No, not really. Not really.
Confident in no matter what front it is. So you can.
We can block pretty much anything with it. Yeah. I mean, there's a bear. I mean, you minimise. You're down on your double teams, and now it's down to your guys up front.
Yeah.
Would I run wide zone into a bear? It depends who's sitting back there as running back.
Yeah.
And down in distance, and obviously you get your game planning factors into that.
Just goes down to individual jobs then, right? It's one-on-ones then.
Yeah, you want to make sure that you've got everybody in the right place.
Yeah.
And do I want to run wide zone to that? Well, I would run wide zone to that. Yeah, but we run wide zone, but run speed option behind it, which you'll see in the film. Okay, because now my running back, my quarterback becomes a running back. And short yardage, and everybody's reacting to it, but they see the back fly out. So it's just one of the things that we've gone to over the years. If I've got a quarterback that can run, I'll run it. Against this, do you see much of this 30 stack over there?
Yeah, we see a fair bit of.
Yeah, I love the 30 stack. I'll run wide zone until I die against 30 stack because they can't stop it.
I've always had a bit of trouble against it personally, but I'm more of an inside zone guy person. I've always had trouble.
You're more what? Sorry,
I said I've always had a bit of trouble blocking that personally. when I'm running inside zone up of it. I'm more of an inside zone guy, and I know that our guys have always struggled to block it against a stack.
I love running either at it because we just because all I tell them and you know, if you're ever there you can ask them. I'll say, hey, it's 30 stack. They all rub their hands.
Yeah.
All right, because we're gonna run three things. We're gonna run inside zone, outside zone, and counter. Because on counter, my tackles get a free hit on that middle backer, and they just knock the snot out of him every time, and they get sick and tired of it. But that's another day. But like the rule we have is attack the stack. Okay, if they're stacking, attack the stack, and that's what we do. And like I said, we've had a lot of success with it. All right, let me go to the video now. If it's still on. See that?
Yep, a good coach. Good.
Good. Okay. Here we go. Is that full screen? Yeah.
Yes, coach. We're good.
Okay. All right. So this is from this is against Graz. Okay, and we're going to the open side. I mean, we're going to the 3 receiver side. Thing for us that tells us is right now. Okay, they've given it to us. Okay, I got 1 for 1, 1 for 1, 1 for 1. He's got to make a play. As simple as that. Safety's got to make a play. Sometimes a lot of what we'll do, we'll leave the corner and we'll try and crack that. Okay, because these guys don't want to make tackles. These are tacklers, but these guys don't want to make tackles. They're cornerbacks. So a lot of the times we'll what we call push crack. We'll push him and then come across and crack that safety if we think he's going to be a problem for us. So this is Bonetti. He tried out for the NFL pathway last week, I think, in Innsbruck. So he's going to be good. Now I have to get on at the quarterback every time. All right. And what I tell the quarterback, if you're watching now, I tell him wave the ball away. As he hands it off, wave it away. Okay, and hide that backside arm, hide that arm. Okay, and sell the boot. Okay, and I have to get on him all the time because he knows everything. All right, so let's go to the let it run. You can see. I mean that's just talent right there for that running back. But the way was open for him. So, all right. So now go through the scheme. All right. They've come with this. Okay. All right. So he's going to come with him and he's going to work with him to these two. All right. The aiming point for the running back is out here. Okay. But this is the read for the running back. The running back is going to read this guy. If this guy stays outside and when he gets to his 4th step, okay, he's going to put his foot in the ground and come north. Right, that's what he's told. If this guy goes inside, okay, he's going to stay on track and then maybe bounce it outside, depending on what's showing, you know, what the force guy's doing out here. So there you can see how that combo works. Okay, that right guard. This is his first season as a guard. He was a nose tackle. And they took my best guard away to defense, Sebastian, and I said you got to give me someone else. So they gave me him. He's about 5'10", strong as an ox. But there you can see the double. Now if you work the center and guard, okay, center stays a little bit too long with his feet. He should have gone a little bit more. You can see him getting out there. See how he's late to get number 2. And number 2 is probably the best linebacker in Austria right now. And he can run, but we do enough to get him behind. Okay, and then the left tackle, okay, just because of the way the numbers go, all right, just because of the way the numbers go here, Okay, now he can stay back because they're 2 for 2 there. They're 2 for 2 there. And so he knows I'm just going to stay back on him. You know, and this guy is wasted out there. So you can see receivers could do a better job. That's the biggest thing. That's the biggest thing that gets on my ass is the receivers. They got to be able to block. If they can't block, they don't get on the field.
How much time do you spend on blocking per week, or per practice, like, because obviously we only get one. How much
Blocking for who?
the receivers?
The receivers, they get given they get the same amount of individual time as us, but they have to work at it. I want at least 5 minutes. I mean, sometimes, Dave, I'll get 10 minutes individuals. You know, and because we got to go we don't do inside run, we do team run, and we went to that. I was lucky enough to be able to go visit with Coach Mazzoni at UCLA when he was there, and they don't do inside run, they do team run, because they need that to be able to do you can't do all your RPOs and all that in inside run. You just can't do it. You need your receivers, you need the DBs and the linebackers, everybody in there to be able to do what you want to do. So when I came back from there, I said to Shu, I said, look, I said, all this inside run don't do me no good. I need, because I run Mazzoni's offense, most of it anyway. He's more of a pin and pull guy, but we run pin and pull. But that's, like I said earlier, that's our RPO game. So they'll be told they've got to get 5 minutes in there. A lot of it is done pre-season in camps, and when we have workouts, that's where the real work is done. It's we do have walkthrough periods, but we got to do team run, then we got to do skelly, then we got to do goal line or red zone, team, just straight team. So what I
really like team run. I like the idea of team run. I've never done that. I like the idea of team run.
It gets everybody into it.
It makes so much sense when you think about it.
Yeah, because what it is, I mean, it's 75% run, but I can get my RPOs in there. When I'm reading a second level guy, maybe it's a nickel Sam, that I wouldn't see otherwise.
Yeah.
If it was just 7 and 9 on 7 or whatever they do. So we've done that, and we've been, it really works. It's been good for us. That's the only way I can get a good look, except in team. So we do that a bunch. So like I say, 5 minutes, but a lot of the work on the run blocking is done in the off season, pre-season camps, off season. We actually, when we do our camps, we actually do a passing camp, so that we can get the quarterbacks up to level, which is done on a weekend. It's not done, we do it on a weekend just like everybody else, and we'll get four periods or 4 practices, and that's where all the installation and everything goes in. So again, they've stayed in that same look, same deal. I say, give me 4 yards. I'm good. Okay, now you'll see mine.
Tax inside the tackle this time, right?
Excuse me?
He's taxed inside the tackle this time. He's taxed inside the tackle.
Yeah. No, the backside tackle, lazy. See, when I grade them, and we do grade everybody after a game. He'd get a 2, or he did his job, but then there'll be a remark next to it saying you're lazy.
The steps.
Because just diving like that, I don't like that. There's got to be 3 steps before you cut, and then it becomes effective. They start waiting for you to try and cut them on the first step when they see it. He got him that time, but does he get him again? No. Okay, but now if you see front side now with the tackle, with the left tackle, okay, He's just going to take that guy out. That guy wants to go out, he's going out. He's going to push him out. Okay, so now centre, okay. Centre's got a good track there, okay. But he's just a little bit too fast. He's got to slow down a little bit.
That's a tough gig for the centre though, right? That's a tough gig for the centre.
Yeah.
It's a small guy like that.
Yeah, he's little, that one. He's about the same size as the right guard, but he's a lot lighter.
Yeah.
He's only about 110 kilos. But like I say, that number 2 is a pretty good linebacker.
Yeah,
you see, and what my left guard does, I don't like that what he does there. He just, if you watch him, he turns him, spins him backside. Now, if my running back had made a decision to cut up there, okay, that guy would have fallen straight into his face, which we don't want.
He stays on his track and gets the 5 yards, right?
Yeah, yeah. Again,
do you have a preference, Coach? Do you have a preference in running back arm? Do you have to be outside arm, or do you keep it?
I want the ball on the outside arm. I want the ball on the outside arm. That may not be their strongest arm, but I want them on the outside arm because of that. Now they can use that inside arm as a weapon. They can use that to stiffen the arm and do everything with that. I don't always get that, but that's what I want. All right, this is Sandro. Okay, so we're going to get force. All right, my receiver misses. Okay, the slot receiver there misses. He should have knocked the snot out of that linebacker there. But he misses him. That's Sandro just being Sandro, making him miss.
He's a good back though, Coach. He's a pretty amazing back.
Yeah, he is.
Anybody that's watched Swarko for any period of time, he's one amazing guy.
Yeah. Oh, he'll win. He's the type of back that wins games for you.
And he has.
Yeah, ain't no doubt. Okay, so now you see with the keys. Okay, so the right guard is keying that knee. Okay, that tackle comes inside. That defensive end comes inside.
Yep.
The right tackle knows now. Hey, I've got to get upfield. I'm going to get that, and he misses him, but he understands where he's got to get to. Okay, right, left guard and center. He's upfield. Gets a piece of number 2. And the left tackle's got easy work. He just leaves him, and now he climbs up for a backer. So that left tackle's probably the best one in Europe. That's Habertin. He should have been playing on Sundays. He's got so much talent, but he just doesn't want to leave Austria. Here's how good he is. He could have gone to the WWE, and he turned them down.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, I mean, when we first got there, we said, "What are you doing here, dude? You should have been at high school." All right, there we go again. See, they stayed in this front the whole time. They're a 3-3 stack, and sometimes what we did, we gave them a heavy dose of outside zone, and we counted the box. We did a box count, and we have a call where what we'll do, we'll make the call, and it just tells these guys, all right, you're 1-on-1. So he'll block him, he'll climb to him, he'll climb to him, he'll climb to him. And what we tell the running back is make the center right. So if this guy goes here, the running back knows I'm coming there off the other side. Real simple concept. They love it. After time, it's like, what, just run it until they shut the box down. But what they start doing, they start running games, and then they start sending people in. But it was pretty good for us in this game as well. So play side left tackle. Okay, he's trying to stay with him, so he helps out, and he's waiting for number 2 to come across. And that's it. Okay, so Sandro's read tells him, hey, I'm going outside. He's going inside. He slants inside, I'm outside. That's his read right there. Okay, now if that guy had gone outside, okay, his second read is the nose tackle. He just reads the nose tackle. Okay, if say it was a 40 front and there was a 3 technique there, that's his first read, defensive end. Second read is there. He stays outside, his eyes now go to him. If he stays outside, he's putting his foot in the ground and going to hit it there. Just hit, get north, just go. But this read's telling him there, get outside, get outside. Just hope your receivers make a block for you, which was the case there. Okay. So this is, we're still running outside zone. But now what we're running is we're running speed option off of it. Okay, it's 3rd and short, 3rd and 1. One of our favorite. I mean, everybody knows we're going to run it. Everybody knows we're going to run it. But get the first down. You go to the white, to the tight, and then you can see it. So you can see nothing changes. Everybody's assignment is still the same. Now they overrun it, cuts it back, and we do a lot with that. We do a lot with the quarterback has to learn the same reads. He's got the same read. The guy's outside, I got to go inside, and you just get these natural seams that he can take. And you know, if you have a real runner in there, you can run this all day long. Okay, there's Sandro. So now, let me go to the wide and then you get a better idea what I'm talking about. Okay, so now, when we run it from shotgun, okay, and they're in either what we call king or queen, okay, that running back is in king. So now Sandro's going to come in motion, all right, he's going to be the ball carrier. But if they start by either coming in motion or they're starting from here and we're going this way, okay, he only has one read. We take away that second read because they just won't be able to see it because they're not coming from here, from back there, they're coming from here. So we only give them one read. So all he's doing is reading this guy. As he gets the ball, quarterback is responsible for the handoff, totally responsible for the handoff. So he's going to come here. Okay, his eyes are going to be there. He goes outside. I know I'm going to put my foot in the ground and get north and do what I can. Boom, outside, plant. I mean, no. This is what I tell the offensive line. Okay, we're starting on the left hash. Okay, look where the center ends up. Where the cut is. He's almost on the right.
It's like a rolling line, isn't it?
Yeah, that's exactly how it's meant to be.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, I showed them film of pro teams, you know, and I say, look, just watch the film. Okay. I got to admit that all the stuff that they get taught is everything that I got, you know, from. There's nothing there that I've come up with. Everything I teach them is what I got off of the pro films and the pro clinics because they're the guys that, you know, get paid the big bucks for it. Yeah. But this is, you know, this is exactly how it's supposed to look. You know, and you see the natural seams that we just get, and it's the safety got to come up and make the tackle. There ain't no one else. I mean, that D lineman gets in late, but
you run much of this stuff out of two back, coach?
Yeah, we'll run this out of two back. I'll put a running back next to the quarterback, either strong or weak. We'll read it, we'll bounce it. Okay, against them. We knew they had to get out. We knew if we put three over, you know, if we put three to the field, They got to defend the field. They don't want to do that. You know, they don't want to move this guy. Okay, they don't want to move him. Before we played them, they would play a lot of two high, a lot of split safeties. But we just killed them over here. So they don't want to move this guy. We've actually done what we set out to do, and we made them break the stack. All right, because they're playing a 3-2. That's a 3-4 we're playing now. So we made them break the stack because, like I said, when we played them before, we just knocked the dog out of them with counter because they hated that. So the 2-back is very effective as well. And that's Bonetti again. I'll be honest with you, he's actually more of a between tight ends back than Sandro is. Okay, Sandro's are more, you know, you run your jet sweeps and stuff like that, or get him with a passing game. This kid is a little bit tougher. I'm not saying that Sandro isn't, but this guy runs hard. I mean, you can see that he reads his key. His key tells him out, inside. Nose, where's the nose? Second read. Nose is there, goes backside of the nose, which is exactly where he's supposed to go.
I hustle from the line as well. The line's like 7 yards down the field as well. That's great hustle.
That's the drive to reach concept.
Yep.
You know, it's not all this pin and pull. You know, I like it. With like I said, with the RPOs, but you know, this is what we want to be known for. This and inside zone. All right, I think this is the last one, Dave. No, we don't do such a good job on that. I mean, that's that back.
He just read the tackle, all right. The tackle showed him inside, so he went inside. That's exactly what you're asking to do, right?
Yeah. You just see it's like my read tells me inside.
Yeah.
He slows himself down a little bit, but we get that. We lose that backside defensive end. Okay, which that's where he's a good player as well. 55. He makes the play, but it's still a plus yardage. You know, I'm still getting 4 out of it.
I think one of the main things that we're all guilty of as offensive coordinators is that we've got a tendency that we're moving the ball so we're going to do something else. Whereas really, it's working. You keep going.
Now we made a decision. We were going to pound them. Well,
yeah.
One, because we had the better backs. And 2, because we had the better offensive line. And scheme wise, it fitted it fits what we want to do.
Was this the 34-33 game or whatever it was last season?
No.
Because we had a spell of games where they were like everyone was a shootout, wasn't
it? Yeah. No, you're right. No, this was June 2019. Yeah.
You had a spell of games where like every game was like an offensive shootout.
Yeah.
That was supposed to be tough games though when you go into like high pressure games and you know like every week, even as good a defensive coordinator that you've got, but you've got to put up 40 points, 50 points a game.
Well, I can't say much about my DCs, my head coach.
Exactly, that's what I'm saying. As good as he is, still put up big numbers. It's like, wow.
Yeah.
Can we get 1 week off where we can just score 7?
It'll be nice. I mean, we played Prague. I mean, we only scored 28, but they only scored 14. So,
yeah.
You know, at the end of the day, I don't care if we win by. If it's by 1, that's it.
Matters, right? Yeah.
I'm good with that. Oh, all right. It's the end zone now.
But watching this film back, Coach, you can see that this is easily doable for us in the UK to do if we are not already doing it. You know, it's very achievable for us to do, and something that if you are a new offensive coordinator looking to hang your hat on something, this will be a viable option in my opinion.
Yeah.
Especially because not every team is going to have huge linemen. They all want to be big and strong, but you got a couple of smaller guys and agile guys.
I'm telling you. I mean, like I said, you take the center and the right guard. All right, the center is probably 110 kilos when he's dripping wet. All right, and he's not very strong. Okay, he's a lot stronger now because he's become a little bit of a gym rat. The right guard, same size, 5'10", but he is a gym rat and he's strong. But he can't run as well as the rest of them. I mean, he's not a good runner. You just got to watch him when he runs. He's not a good runner. 57, okay, I've had him since he was, I don't know, 15. He's 24 now, I think. But he's not a plodder, what I call a plodder, where the whole foot goes down.
Yeah.
He's not that good a runner either. But they do the job. They know where they got to get to, and they can get there, which is, you know, key.
I say serviceable. They're serviceable. That's what I always say.
Yeah. I mean, on the left side, you know, those two, like my left guard, he is my centre, right? But he got hurt, and then my left guard got taken away from me. Max didn't play this game. He had a broken foot, so he couldn't play this game. It's doable. You just got to, like you say, you got to hang your hat on it, and that's what we did.
Yeah.
We said like I said, we run speed option off of this. Okay, we run jet sweep off of this. We started looking at midline, you know, because you can run midline, but you just don't block that nose and let the quarterback read the nose with the jet sweep. We didn't actually get to that. I just felt it was too much. But a lot of the things we do, like if you take our inside zone, we have about 7 plays that come off of inside zone.
Okay.
But nothing changes for the offensive line. It's inside zone.
Yeah.
You know, and they don't get a call. They don't get the call for the play that comes in. They just get told lap or race.
Yeah.
Yeah. We have one word calls. That's it.
Yeah.
And they just get told that, and they're blocking it. They don't, you know, they know what's going on in the backfield because they
don't care. They don't care about that.
You got the signals and everything, but they're just lap or race, and like with this, they're river or lake. That's it. I just listen for that call. You know, there's calls we've got that are specific to one player. Like if we ever want to we have a call that keep the backside tackle in. Yeah, if we want to run RPO off of it, you know, we can do stuff like that. But if you look at our playbook, you go, oh shit, right? But when they look at it, they go, oh look, inside zone, inside zone, inside zone, inside zone, inside zone, outside zone, outside zone, outside. So they, you know, that's all they let them worry about that. Let the wristbands and tails, as I call them, worry about the rest of it.
And I remember when I saw you at the Battle Convention, 2011, 12, I can't remember which it was. But you were talking then about NASCAR, your NASCAR tempo and stuff. Have you moved away from that now, or are you still calling for tempo?
I moved away from it. I came away from it a little bit because we started getting into stuff where teams were able to, they managed to stay with us. So we said, well, why do it when they're staying with us, you know? And the referees were hampering us a lot. I mean, we used to go really fast. You know, we had an Indy count, you know, like 1 to 10, and we just go Indy 1, boom, that's it. I knew to play, and we'd line up. But we found that the referees were slowing us down. And the other thing was, if you can't practice fast, you can't play fast. So a lot of our stuff, all the defenses were carded. So one of our defensive coaches decided that, you know, there's the card, and then I'll walk very slowly off the field. And I used to go ape shit at him, you know, get off, get out of the way, you know, because we want to go fast. So what we sort of made a compromise to it, and now we do what we call a sugar huddle, where the center is 3 yards from the ball, and it's only the offensive line and the back and the quarterback. The receivers stay out. They stay out, and they get the signals from the sideline. The running back and quarterback get the signals from the sideline. Offensive line gets the code from the quarterback, and we go from there. And we're still fast. We're still, you know, I mean, here we're getting off in 7. But against them, we were trying to kill the clock. We were trying to keep them off the field as much as they, because, like you say, it was a tight game.
Yeah.
So,
What? I know you said you're a end zone guy. What? So you're like an air raid passing scheme team with a.
well, end zone is a lot of air raid. I mean, end zone. There's a lot of it. I've actually got more run and shooting than I've done. I've got run and shoot. I was really lucky. We had a guy called Dan Morrison, who was the quarterback coach at Hawaii and then at SMU with June Jones. And he came over. He was my quarterback coach for a year. And so there was a lot of knowledge sitting in that office. We was on him every day. So we run a number of run and shoot, which is different from the air raid in so much as run and shoot is a defender key.
Yeah, more choice.
Huh?
More choices than just.
Well, it is, but you're reacting off what a defender does, whereas air raid is pure progression. It's yes, or no, yes, it's 1, 2, 3. But so we've got air raid in there. We've got run and shoot in there. I would actually say probably more run and shoot than we have air raid in there right now. We run the dog out of Chevron and Exxon, which I'm sure you know.
I've seen. I spoke to the coach. I've known about that.
Yeah, I mean, I think they call it. I think Air Raid calls it Y corner. But we run that. We've run that from day one, and we do it. We got a few of those that we run. But like I say, it's more run and shoot. Excuse me?
It's just yours at the end of the day. You bastardise it to make it whatever you want it to be, right?
Yeah. I mean, we don't say we don't say we're going to be West Coast or whatever. We just do what we do, and what suits. There's some stuff that we did. I decided that I wasn't going to put in where we are now because we just don't need it right now. Looking at the teams that we're going to be playing, hopefully next year, there's a lot of stuff we don't need because we can. It's a difference. It's hard to explain. Plus,
you're going to be year one now at the Invaders, whereas at this point in time, Sean had been there for quite a long time. When a lot of you old guys been there a long time. So it was like a progression. Was if you were with the team a long time, you add more and more every year. So you're going to scale it back, aren't you? And say, well, year one we're probably going to do this, this, and this. Not so much of this because it's year one, and then year two.
Yeah. You got to cut down on what you're going to put in because a lot of it was some of the stuff that we did run wise was just an evolution. It just said, well, why don't we do this or why don't we do that? Add to it. And then with Dan coming and the stuff that he helped us put in, or he put it in, and we just stayed with it. What it really did was made our receiver core more intelligent, football intelligent, because they have to work. It's not just you run like a 7-step out or whatever. It's you got to know what that defense is doing and what you do, how you react to what that defender is doing. And I've got the best receiver in Europe right now. I've got Anthony Double, right, who was at the Falcons, right?
Yep, I know.
Falcons and the Giants, right? And he's without a doubt he's the best receiver in Europe. He's 32 years old, but he runs around like a 22-year-old, and he's having to learn how to react when we run certain routes, what he's supposed to do, and he's loving it because he said it's not do this, do that. It's you have to react to what the defense is doing, and that increases your what we call the FBI, the football intelligence of your players. Yep. And once you can do that, it's unlimited to where you can go with it. And that's where they're all those guys you see there, all those receivers, they're all very intelligent as regards football. Some of them, otherwise, they're as dumb as posts. But football, they know what, you know. You tell them, you show me that, you know. And one thing that I do, I've told my coaches that this is what they got to do. And Kyle did it when we were there, and David did it when I was there. Is you can be talking on the board forever, right? And they'll look at you. I mean, everybody learns a different way. But one of the best ways that I learned for getting my guys to understand scheme was make them get up on the board and draw it. Once they do that, and then you can see whether they have a clue what's going on. Yeah. Put them on the board. I can be on the board all day and drawing and all that, and they can sit there and go, yeah, coach. Get them, put them up on the board. All right, draw me Rex out, Zorro North, you know, against the 33 stack, and make them draw the defense. Don't just, you know, make them draw the defense as well. You'll be surprised. I was shocked.
I'd be shocked. I'd be shocked if any of my players could do that. I'm not even the QB sometimes.
It goes in those 4 stages. There's 4 stages. I got it from Jeff Reinbold, who I'm sure you know, Jeff Reinbold. Yeah, but I was watching Bob Wiley the other night on that Hope Through Football.
Yeah, sorry, I was there.
And he was talking about like unconscious incompetence. I mean, it's true. It's unconscious incompetence, conscious incompetence, unconscious competence, and then conscious competence, and it's true. That's how it works through. And we've used a lot of that. There's a pyramid they do that Jeff showed me that we've got, and it's true. I mean, it's and Coach Mazzoni is always on about it. It's you know. It's players, not plays. You know, like make it fit your players, which you know we try to do. You know, you still want to watch the Redskins and cry, but there you go.
I don't watch any NFL, coach. So I mean, you're all good. You can keep that one for yourself. But
Really?
You can't say Redskins no more. You can't say that name anymore. You're right.
Yeah. Sorry.
That's another topic for another day. But coach. Absolutely amazing talk, and I think that any coaches who logs on and watches this will be able to take away a ton of stuff. And I know for a fact they'll be able to, if they want to run this at our level, it's doable, it's achievable. I don't think you put anything out there that you're going to go, actually, we can't do that. I think that
if you want to put my email up there, you can put my email up there for them.
Yeah, I'll put it in the description, coach. No problem.
I'll try to answer.
Yeah, I know you, and obviously you're on Twitter as well. So I'll put that on there. And you do go on Twitter and you do answer questions like you spoke to. A few times on there. Coach, amazing talk. And if anything else, I would have talked forever about run and shoot, but that's another day, another topic.
Set a date. We can talk about that.
I think that's a topic that running the run and shoot in Europe is something I would really be big on listening to. But for today's episode, Coach, I appreciate you coming on and taking your time. I know you're a busy man. And,
no worries.
Thank you for passing on your knowledge. I appreciate it, Coach. Thank you. Bye-bye.
No worries. You stay safe over there, yeah?
Bye-bye.